Hello there. This is the ultimate question. Why does drinking kill your confidence? Everybody thinks, oh, yeah, when I'm drunk, I feel so confident. I feel so loose. I feel so good. Yeah, but how do you feel after? How do you feel when you're sober and you feel like you cannot get to that same level? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel the next day after you had a banger at night, a binger and a banger at night? Next day when you see those same people and you're not the same person. You're not as confident as you were. You're not as social as you were. You're not as outgoing. You're not as fun. Now you feel like you'll never amount to that. That kills your confidence. So drinking might temporarily increase your confidence because it shuts down the negative self-talk, right? But then the next day when you don't have that same level, what happens? It brings your confidence down. Now, why does the opposite build your confidence? They did a study about about 100 different people that were drinking and stopped drinking alcohol. Over the course of 4 months, 70% of the people said that their confidence had increased over time while stopping drinking. Why is that? Because quitting drinking alcohol, especially when you're reliant on it, is difficult to do. Because when certain things hit you, like let's say you go out social, you go out sober and socialize, right? And you're used to having that drink, or you energetically get smacked in the face, and those negative self-talk things are going on, they're not hushed by the alcohol. You have to deal with them over and over and over again. And it's difficult, but each time you do it, it gets easier. Each time you go through that struggle and don't look for that instant gratification of please help me, you do it yourself and you build your confidence brick by brick by yourself, not because there is something external that helps you with that, but because you went through the work yourself. Now, that genuinely builds your authentic confidence because you will be able to create different tools in your toolbox. And the thing is, every single person is different. Every single person has different tools. A tool that I use is my journal. If I'm starting to feel uncomfortable, when other people who drink would go for a drink, I go for my journal and I'll start writing. Whatever's coming up in my mind, I'll just start writing. And that honestly sometimes sparks a conversation. Somebody be like, oh my gosh, what are you writing about? Oh, this is exactly what I'm writing about. Being a little uncomfortable right now. Why? Oh, because I'm not drinking. So, but that brings confidence. When you're able to be vulnerable and you're able to meet your problems head on instead of drinking, over time, you start building confidence because getting rid of drinking, getting rid of alcohol is hard. Dealing with the emotions that are unwanted, dealing with the negative self talk that might come with that is hard. And over time, like I said, you keep getting better and better and better at it. And your confidence builds because you're constantly being met with that adversity and you're moving through it without needing anything external. So the thing about drinking is it's not only an excuse for why you were more confident or more bold or why you went up and did the karaoke. It's also an excuse for your bad behavior or saying something you wouldn't normally say or doing something you wouldn't normally do. You could just cop out and say, oh man, you know what, I was just drunk. Yep, that was it. I was just drunk. I would have done. No, I was drunk. And that's an excuse. Now, when you get sober, you no longer have that excuse. So you have to take personal responsibility for your actions. And when you take personal responsibility for your actions, you become very careful about what you do. And it's a lot easier when you're sober to make better decisions than it is when you're hammered. Now, everybody knows that, right? But you're making these decisions sober, and you're taking credit for all those positive decisions. So if you go out and you have a great night, and you might not be crazy, you might not be wild, you might not be as social or jumping up on tables and doing crazy things at first, but you're able to take personal responsibility for your action because there's no excuse. There's no, oh, I was drunk. But what also comes with another positive for that is everything that you do, it's you that did it. Let's say you went out of your comfort zone and you went up and you did karaoke dead ass sober, right? You get to claim that. Not say, oh, well, I only do karaoke when I'm drunk. Oh, I only dance when I'm drunk. No, you get to claim that. So you build that confidence because you take personal responsibility for the negative actions you might have and the positive actions. And to be honest, when you get sober, your positive actions will start to outweigh your negative ones because you're no longer coming from a space of being drunk or a stupor. And I understand not everybody gets hammered all the time, but just one drink changes your mind. Just two drinks changes your mind. And that two drink might lead to, oh, feels good. I'm going to smoke a cigarette, or I'm going to smoke some weed, or I'm going to do some ecstasy, or I'm going to do a line. So that one little tiny change of mind frame can lead to other decisions that might be negative. But when you're sober, you're 100% clear. So you take responsibility and you take credit for the beautiful things that you do. So why does drinking kill your confidence? It's because it is a substance that you feel like you need to rely on that's outside of you that gets credit for the stuff that you're doing because you're under the influence. Now, when you get rid of that, you no longer give credit to that substance, you get all the credit and you make better decisions and you get to hit adversity in the face all the time. And over time, you get better and better and better and better at it. And that's why this study shows that 70% of these people that are being sober for an extended amount of time are actually gaining confidence. It's because drinking kills your confidence, sobriety increases your confidence because you're dealing with that adversity head on. No excuses, no drinking, nothing. Just you and adversity. Let's grow. Write in the comments below if you've experienced this, you've been sober for a while and you feel more confident, you feel like you have more self-love. It's because if you lose the booze, your life is going to change. Much love, everybody. Hope you have a beautiful night.